Pat Robertson is going to go on the 700 Club, and he's going to bring it. If you thought, elected Republicans were bad, wait till you get a load of Pat Robertson. Let's check it out.
Meanwhile, the New Hampshire legislature has also voted in favor of gay marriage, but Pat, the governor there, still isn't sure if he will approve that bill.
We haven't taken this to its ultimate conclusion. You got polygamy out there. How can we rule that polygamy is illegal when you say that homosexual marriage is legal? What is it about polygamy that's different? Well, polygamy was outlawed because it was considered immoral according to biblical standards. But if we take biblical standards away in homosexuality, well, what about the other? And what about bestiality? And ultimately, what about child molestation and pedophilia? How can we criminalize these things at the same time have constitutional amendments allowing same-sex marriage among homosexuals? You mark my words, this is just the beginning of a long downward slide in relation to all the things that we consider to be abhorrent.
Yeah, I think he's got a fair point. I think there's a couple of dudes looking to marry some horses, and we're just days away from that happening. All right, look, remember, by the way, this guy ran for president in the Republican Party in 1988, and he didn't do that bad. He came in second in the Iowa caucus, very important Iowa caucus. He beat George H.W. Bush in that caucus, who wound up becoming the nominee and, of course, the president for the Republicans. So this is not a small-time player. Now, look, a lot of people will disagree, but I think his polygamy point is not disastrous. Because they are consenting adults. I know that it's illegal. I know that there's good arguments to be made against it. And I think that there are some interesting arguments to be made for it, etc., right? But what he doesn't get, if he just said polygamy, I'd say, all right, I don't agree, but whatever, right? Bestiality and pedophilia, he can't wrap his mind around the distinction between those things. And the distinction is very obvious. Well, bestiality, you see, in the other ones, there are only humans involved. In bestiality, there are farm animals involved. See how that's a little different? Goats, sheep, horses, as opposed to men and women. But beyond that, the whole point is, are there consenting adults here? And a horse cannot give consent. I always feel like I can't believe I'm spelling this thing out for them. They're just stupid that you have to explain it to them. And much worse and very insulting, of course, and very offensive, is comparing it to pedophilia. Those kids are not giving consent. That is, in essence, rape, and in a lot of cases it is literally statutory rape, and sometimes literally rape in every way. So to say that that's the same as homosexuality because in your Bible or your interpretation of your Bible you view it the same, well, that's what makes you sick, that you can't distinguish between two consenting adults having a loving relationship and an adult abusing a kid sexually. And that's not the problem I don't even think that's the problem of the Bible. I don't think that's the problem of the laws. I think that's your problem, and that you can't make that distinction. And he says, how would we decide? If we're not using the Bible, what are we going to use? Pat, I hope you're sitting. Are you ready for this? How about we use our minds? That we make reason-based decision. Hey, look, that is not a consenting relationship. That is. Those are two humans involved. That's a human and a chicken or a duck. I don't know, but don't do it. Can't do it.
Cannot play with them. Cannot win with them. Cannot coach with them. Can't do it.
Last thought on this, just as far as Pat Robertson is concerned. Again, if you're a gay American, man, it's got to be, look, I'm not gay, and it bothers me to no end that they would do this to any Americans and to demean them like this. But how do you go into this guy's church? How do you support the party he's in? And not a lot do, but some do. Stop the self-hatred, man, for those who are still on board for these guys and who think, well, what are you going to do? It's just a marriage, blah, blah, blah. You're crazy, man. Run for the hills. They hate you. They think you're as bad as, like, the biggest monsters in America, in the world, people that would abuse little kids.